Imagine standing at the top of the world, 162 million albums sold, 9 diamond records, the best-selling solo artist in American history, stadiums selling out in 45 minutes, and a love story he says spans lifetimes. Now imagine all of it shaking, not from age or fading music, but from accusations so serious that the man who once played to 90,000 fans now gives fewer interviews than a small-town pastor. At 64, Garth Brooks faces the stormiest chapter of his life. Who is the real Garth? The family man who left the biggest music career of a generation to coach his daughter's soccer team? The perfectionist whose rock star persona almost destroyed his marriage? Or the man fighting in court to protect the one thing he values most? His reputation? The truth is, he is all of it. Born February 7, 1962, in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Brooks grew up in Yukon, the youngest of 6 children. His father, a draftsman and former Marine, taught him his first guitar chords. His mother, a former country singer, knew both talent and disappointment. Weekly talent nights in the living room forced every child to perform, no exceptions. Garth grew up surrounded by 3 worlds of music: country from his parents, singer-songwriter classics from his siblings, and arena rock from his friends. It would take years, but he would blend them into a sound the country world had never heard. For now, though, he was just a teenager focused on football, baseball, basketball, and running track. Garth Brooks attended Oklahoma State University on a partial athletic scholarship for the javelin throw. Music was his passion, but ambition pointed elsewhere, for a while. It wasn't until he worked as a bouncer at the Tumbleweed Ballroom, breaking up fights on weekends while studying advertising during the week, that music started pulling harder than anything else. Brooks met Sandy Mall while working as a bouncer. After a memorable encounter in a women's restroom, they married on May 24, 1986. At 24, Brooks had a plan: Nashville. In 1985, a Dallas attorney gave him contacts and the means to try his luck, but he lasted just 23 hours before returning to Oklahoma to finish his degree and keep performing. In June 1987, he and Sandy moved to Nashville for good. The next 14 months were humbling. He recorded demos, sang jingles, managed a boot store, and faced rejection from 7 labels. Then, in spring 1988, music executive Lynn Schultz discovered him at the Bluebird Cafe. On June 17, 1988, Capitol Nashville signed him for a $10,000 advance with producer Alan Reynolds. What followed is one of the most staggering rises in modern American music. His debut album in 1989 hit number 2 on the country charts, and his first number 1 single, If Tomorrow Never Comes, followed that year. Then came The Dance, Brooks's favorite song, a reflection on life fully lived. In August 1990, No Fences exploded. All 4 singles hit number 1. Friends in Low Places became a national anthem, dominating bars, stadiums, and backyard cookouts. The album eventually sold 17 million copies. Rope in the Wind in 1991 made history as the first country album to debut at number 1 on the Billboard 200, even knocking Metallica's Black Album to number 2. Brooks became the first artist ever to earn 9 diamond certifications, 9 albums, each selling over 10 million copies. Each new release, The Chase, In Pieces, Fresh Horses, Sevens, continued the streak, cementing him as the biggest force in modern country music. Garth Brooks is certified for 162 million albums in the US alone. The only act ahead of him is the Beatles. By the mid-90s, a concert promoter's claim that Brooks sold more tickets than anyone alive sounded like exaggeration, until the numbers were checked. Brooks's fans weren't critics. They were everyday people seeking 2 hours of music that said, "You're not alone." Meanwhile, his private life was unraveling. By the late 80s, he admitted to Sandy that he had been unfaithful. She found out around 1989 and nearly left. He later said, "I sucked at being a husband. I was horrible at it." He begged her to stay, and they renewed their vows in 1996, though the damage lingered. In 1987, 13 months into his first marriage, Brooks met Trisha Yearwood while recording demos. He later said it felt like meeting his wife, except he already had one. They remained friends, and by 1999, both were separated from their first spouses. In 2002, they went public, marrying in 2005 near Owasso, Oklahoma, with their families and Brooks's 3 daughters in attendance. His daughters, Taylor, August, and Allie, shaped his choices. He retired from touring in 2000 to be present for them, coaching soccer, driving them to school, and even carrying snacks, saying those days were more important than any award show. Brooks returned to music after Yearwood noticed something missing and asked, "Did you ever think about touring again?" Between 2014 and 2017, he played 390 shows in 79 cities, selling over 6 million tickets and earning $360 million, the largest North American tour ever. He continued stadium tours through 2022, sold out 5 nights at Dublin's Croke Park, and performed 72 Las Vegas shows in 2023-2025. In his 60s, he also lost 50 pounds, disproving illness rumors. Since fall 2024, Brooks has faced sexual misconduct lawsuits, which he denies, saying, "I trust the system. I do not fear the truth, and I am not the man they have painted me to be." As of early 2026, the cases remain unresolved. Through it all, Yearwood has been his constant, the difference between the man he was and the man he strives to be today. Much of Brooks's life exists beyond the headlines. The mother who introduced music into his home, his father, who passed in 2010, the Chris Gaines experiment of 1999, and the 14 years he spent coaching soccer in Oklahoma, all of it shaped the man behind the fame. His daughters anchor him, Taylor, the oldest, with 2 advanced degrees and no social media, August, now a mother herself, and Allie, the youngest. These threads, family, perseverance, and music, remain the constants in a life defined as much by triumph as by turbulence. His youngest daughter, Allie, who performs under the name Allie Colleen to make it on her own, has, by all accounts, done exactly that. The grandchildren, the family dinners where he, Sandy Mall, and Trisha Yearwood still gather together with the girls, honoring the arrangement they made years ago. The fans who, even in 2025, write letters saying a song he recorded decades ago helped them survive some. These are not footnotes. They are the texture of Garth Brooks's life, a life of enormous grace, significant failure, and one unresolved legal battle that dominates the headlines. He has said he does not fear the truth. Perhaps it is the only certainty he has right now. At 64, with new music on the way, a tour being planned, and a lawsuit grinding through the courts, Brooks occupies the strangest position of his long career. Still creating, still fighting, still standing, but standing on ground that has not yet stopped moving. The question fans have asked for decades remains: how much of what you believed about him was real? The honest answer is almost all of it. The music, the retirement, the comeback, the love for his daughters, the failure of his first marriage, and now, the legal battle. If you loved learning about the iconic stars of old Hollywood, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more behind-the-scenes stories, trivia, and all things vintage glam. Join the conversation in the comments below. Who's your favorite old Hollywood celebrity and why? Make sure to ring the bell so you never miss a new video on the golden era of cinema.